Hi, this is Stray Passer, and this is my movie review with spoilers of Seven Samurai. This is a movie by Akira Kurosawa. Okay, first a little backstory on this review. Um, I fellow YouTuber RazorwireReviews, Luke. He made an announcement on he subbed to my channel. I subbed to his channel, and he said he's going to do a Akira Kurosawa appreciation night announcement and sort of a challenge thing, for three types of people that have never seen any Akira Kurosawa movies like myself, or people that have seen at least two, or people that it's like the biggest fans. And you have a challenge to watch a movie, or watch two or three movies, or have like a marathon and do a movie. And I think the idea was to put it all together in one video, which I think is a great idea. And me, like a little backstory, like I've seen in the movie Magnificent Seven, I even have it on Blu-ray, and I've seen it growing up, and I always heard that Magnificent Seven was based on a movie, Seven Samurai by Akira Kurosawa, but I never saw it. I always heard that everybody said, "Oh, you have to see this, you have to see it. It's one of the greatest movies ever made," yada yada yada. And like I said, I never seen it, so I always had it in the back of my mind to watch it one day because Seven Samurai, I love Japanese cinema. I think it's fantastic, one of the most fantastic things in the world. But I just never got around to getting it. And then he made this announcement, and I saw the Criterion before, and I said, you know what? Let me pick it up and do this challenge. And I looked at, of course, this movie is like 207 minutes long, which is like I think 3 hours and 27 minutes long. So I said, oh man, this is a long movie, but I'm happy to say this movie is not boring at all. This movie, now I see exactly what people mean by this being a great movie. This movie is just the basic story of this movie, of course, is a bunch of farmers. They're being raided. The village is being raided by these. I was going to say by these bandits that they come in and they. I think in the beginning of the movie you see the villagers. They're basically sitting in a circle. They're lamenting the fact that they have to give up their crops and stuff to these bandits and stuff. And what are we going to do? Is there no God? It's just they're basically. And this film was also filmed in black and white. Let me mention that also. It was made in 1954, and they're basically lamenting the fact that their town is just being overrun by these bandits who constantly come in and take their crops and stuff and leave them to basically, suffer. Okay, and they're basically whining about what can we do, what can we do, what can we do. Okay, and then they make a decision. Some of the villagers decide to make a decision. Say, why not hire some samurai to defend ourselves? Defend our village. Okay, and most of the people don't want to do it because they're just terrified by the bandits. That they don't want to do anything. But a small group, about four, I believe, in the movie, they go into town with the idea of hiring, hiring their samurai to help them defend their village, and what they're going to pay them with, because they're a poor village, and all they have is their crops and stuff. I think barley, I think, is the last thing they have, and they have rice and stuff, and they figure they can make a deal with the samurai. They can feed them. They offer to feed them as much as they can for helping them defend their village, and help, also, training them on how to, defend themselves. And like I said, this is the movie that the Magnificent Seven was based on, which I've seen tons of times and I absolutely love it. And seeing the source material where it came from, I absolutely love this movie. This movie, like I said, is 3 hours and almost 30 minutes long, and it's not boring. It's the plot moves along, and you get a little backstory on certain of the samurai, and the samurais, each 7 of them, and they all have their little backstory. And my favorite, I want to make sure I don't screw this up. I want to give proper credit to where proper credit is due to my favorite out of all the samurai would be his name is, I know I'm going to butcher this, Kichiro, I think that's his name, Kichiro, played by Toshiro Mifune. and like I said, I'll show you a picture of him, and so you know what I'm talking about. He is, to me, the most, the most comical and most emotional of the samurai, and they all have their own little personality quirks and stuff. And there's another samurai who's like the leader of all of them, who's actually the first samurai that they get, they recruit. After the villagers see him actually rescue a young child from a thief. So he's the first samurai. His name is Kenbei. Kenbei, I think that's his name. He's played by Tashiki Samurai. I know I'm butchering these names. Okay, but I'll put them over the video. So, and like I said, I'll put pictures up in here so you can see what I'm talking about. But he's the first Kenbei. He's the first samurai that they recruit. That they get, and he helps them recruit other samurai, and they all come along and they all have their own different backstories and stuff. And they also have these other little individual stories, like Kenbei. He has this sort of apprentice samurai, if you will, that kind of follows him, and he he has his little romance to the side with one of the daughters of the villagers and stuff. But the main thrust of this movie is them helping these villagers defend themselves against these bandits, and they teach them how to fight, and they laugh, and it's a good drama, and it's a lot, and like I said, you get a little backstory on each one of them and stuff, and it's a really good human story, and I can see why now this film was heavily influenced other films, because the acting in it is fantastic. The fight sequences are great, in that they show a bunch of sequences of them defending themselves against these bandits, and they teach them how to fight, how to set up and stuff, and it's just a really entertaining movie. And like I said, for a 3-hour and 30-minute movie, I have a short attention span. So any movie that can hold my interest for at least 3 hours is a fantastic movie. And this, like I said, this movie is never boring. There's a lot of drama. Okay, like I said, because the villagers, they don't fully trust the samurai, but you see them gradually over time, and even the villagers have their own little backstories and stuff. Like I said, there's a father in the village that he's so frightened of the samurai that he actually cuts off his daughter's hair because he doesn't want his daughter interacting with any of the samurai. He like I said, this is Japan, and they have their honor and stuff. And he's afraid, of course, that his daughter will get corrupted by the samurai, of course. And of course, the samurai helped. Back then, the samurai used to raid villages and stuff and rape the women and stuff. And so, of course, the villagers are, of course, skeptical of the samurais and stuff. But they gradually come to know them. And like I was reading a review of Seven Samurai before I was making this video, and they also say a lot of westerns follow the same type of formula that the Seven Samurai did, where there's a corrupt town or a town that's being oppressed by a villain, and then of course a hero rides into town, a stranger. Okay, he sort of stands up to the local thug or whoever it is, or whoever's in power. Okay, and the villagers see that, and then of course the hero gets taken advantage of, or gets kicked out of town, or gets locked up, and then he has to come, then leaves, then he comes back, and the townspeople help him turn over the, fight the corrupt person who's running their town. And of course, the town is a different place, and the town is better now with the bad guy vanquished. And like I said, a lot of westerns follow that same formula, and I know a lot of westerns, they follow the same formula, basic formula that Seven Samurai, basically, the basic story of it. But this movie is just very, very good. And although one thing I have to say though, I don't know if it's maybe this is the style of acting, but when the villagers are supposed to be terrified, and they're being oppressed and everything else, and there's a couple of the villagers in this movie that just, they really look all get out. And I don't know, maybe that's just the style of the acting, where they just look so beaten down, and just so. And there's one particular villager that that one of the samurais kind of takes under. I mean, he kind of picks on him. You know, I'm butchering this name again. Kichichiro. He's the samurai that's the most loudest, and he goes through these range of emotions all the time, and basically, because even initially he doesn't, you know, the samurai, 6 samurai come into the town, and then he basically follows behind them, and gradually they let him in and let him become part of the group, and he's just fantastic. But there's one particular villager that he kind of picks on and stuff, but you see in the movie, you know, even who's sometimes he's like psychotic almost and crazy and very passionate, he comes to love these villagers, and particularly this one guy that he kind of picks on all the time when they're training and stuff. When this guy gets killed, you know, you can see he goes nuts, and that he really cares. And it's just a really, really good movie. Like I said, it's good drama in this. Like I said, you have the story of there's one of the young samurai that takes a liking to one of the villagers' daughters. You know, the one that got her hair cut off. He takes a liking to her. There's the I'm sorry, I don't want to. There's you know, like I said, Kichiro. He's the one that's really not really a samurai, but he's really like the son of a farmer, and you can see the reason why, because he goes into an explanation of why he's the way he is. You know, about what's things that happened in his past. It's just a really good human story drama, and like I said, the fight scenes are great. The strategy they use to overcome these bandits is great, and the final showdown in the rain is just really, really well shot. And I can't highly recommend this movie enough. And now I'm definitely gonna have to watch more Akira Kurosawa movies, and I'm gonna look some of them up and see if I can and buy some more just to get into this. And I want to say again, thank you, Luke, RazorwireReviews, for coming up with this challenge and you know, basically putting me on to this director. And I truly, truly appreciate this, and I'm really happy. I'm glad that I got this. And I was looking through this Criterion also comes with. Let me see if I can get this out of here, which now I can, of course, because I put it back in. Let me see, because it's a 2-disc thing with bonus features in it, and this is the disc. Of course, I have the 1 disc in there, the movie. This is the disc with the special features on it, and this is the scene at the end. I believe at the end with the scene in the rain, the climactic fight right there. There's the cover of the Blu-ray right there. And it also comes with this great, well, there's the back, and it's like a little book cover there. And it comes with this great book, okay? And there's the back of it, and where it goes into like an explanation of the, you know, of the movie and how it was made, the director, the cast and crew, you know, just how it got put together, the movie, and Akira Kurosawa's influences and stuff, and it just has pictures, and it's just a really good book, a really good book that explains a lot about the movie and about the director. Okay, so again, thank you, Luke, for coming up with this challenge. I truly, truly appreciate it. And like I said, I'm going to look up more of Akira Kurosawa's movies. And I saw it in the background. I think I can see in your video, you have some on your shelf there that you stand in front of when you do your videos, more of his films. I definitely want to look up more of his films. And Toshiro Mifune, who's a famous actor, Japanese actor. I've seen a few of his films. I just didn't realize at the time who he was. Okay, but he was absolutely fantastic in this movie. He was my favorite samurai because he was so emotional and just so wild and crazy. Him and Kanbei, I think, were my favorite because Kanbei was the leader, played by Seven Samuari. And he was great too, but those two were my favorite because he was the leader. You know, like I said, Kanbei was the leader, and I know I'm butchering this again, Kichichiro, played by Toshiro Mifune, he was like the emotional wild child of, you know, provide a lot of the humor and a lot of the emotion in the movies, and just they were fantastic. And again, thank you. And if anybody's seen this movie, you know, feel free to leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. And like I said, I really truly appreciate you, Luke, again doing this. And I'll leave a link to your channel down below, so people can sub to your channel and look at. You have a great collection, and you obviously you love film, and it shows. And again, thank you for doing this challenge, and I appreciate it. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care.